Hello and welcome back. Today we're doing more Algomancy Cube Draft. There's many different ways to play this game. This is just one potential option. We have live draft, constructed. This is Cube Draft where you draft your deck ahead of time and then you build the deck and then you're going to play constructed matches against other players. So it's a lot of fun. Great way to like visualize the cards. I learned you can right click and make them big. And the thing you want to look for early is single affinity cards help you stay open a lot. And in particular, interaction is just very strong. In Algomancy in general, you just want to be able to interact. So look for those in particular, like throw off a cliff, unmake, kill something, mirror back ambusher protects your own thing. A lot of directions to go. I think I want to take an unmake here and sort of stay open. The ability to just kill small things for free is kind of nice. Smoldering Inferno was another consideration, but I'm gonna be honest, I typically draft fire. I like fire a lot, and I maybe just want to try out metal. That being said, there's a lot of good stuff here. Wildfire would be a great follow-up to Smoldering Inferno. Very customizable in how much damage it deals. Good finisher. But Battle is excellent. Causes 2 units to fight, and you can cause, you could target 2 opponents' units to have them fight each other. So if you can set it up right, you could kill 2 enemies with 1 card that's very strong. Reality Bender is just a good role player. Bulb is just a good card. Like, it's unaware, 5/6 for 4. Hard to kill, just sits in play, protects you, is really nice. I don't think I would consider taking Nebula Drifter this highly, although honestly it's pretty good. And then Tides of the Cosmos is just a beautiful card. It does everything you would want. And then some great fire cards too. I think in this pack, I'm actually going to take this Wildfire. It could be wrong, but we'll see what happens. Okay, a lot of good stuff here actually. I like Omniwield Evoker. 3 mana put a counter on me is fine. The key here is the graft ability. So you can graft other things onto it, and then you can spend 3 mana to trigger any effect. So like a good example is Foretell. Glimpse 1 is sort of like drawing a card, but you can only play it that turn. So you play Foretell, Glimpse, whatever, then you graft it onto Omniwield Evoker, and now you have 3 mana Glimpse 1. And you can keep going, right? You can put Astral Paintseeker on there. 3 mana draw card is pretty nice. So there's a lot of cool things you can do in that direction. I could also take the Bone Sculptor. This dude loves units with no abilities, which would be things like Slink. Slink has an attribute, but no like actual ability text, so that's a lot of fun. I'm gonna speculate on Omniwield Evoker. I'm doing exactly what I said you probably shouldn't do, which is taking very limiting cards with multiple affinities, but we're going to figure it out. There's a Void Memory. This is a great card. Each opponent discards a unit or spell. In brackets, you basically have to decide as you're playing the card what you're doing. So you choose unit or spell, and then each opponent has to discard that. And if they can't, then they reveal their hand to like prove they can't. So this is a great craft card, right? You can play this, force them to discard, graft it onto the Evoker, and now you just have 3 mana, make your opponent discard. And it's pretty good. I should mention, Algomancy has the bounding, so the little 1 in the text box here says you can only do that once per turn, so you can't just infinitely empty their hand, but it is a very strong card. Molten Riftbreaker is also incredibly good. When I spawn, make 2 Fireball 1s. It's a good early game play that can do a lot of stuff late game, but we're going to take this Void Memory. I think it can form the basis of a pretty solid deck here. Ooh, okay. We have some decisions now. Flame of History, one of my favorite cards. 1 mana, deal 1 damage, reaping, so you draw a card. So like, you could just use this to kill stuff and draw cards. And trading like 1 for 1 and then you draw a card is so strong in this game. And it's cheap, like good cheap interaction. So I like this card. Maelstrom Charger, as you play a non-unit spell, you can sacrifice it to copy that spell and choose a new target for the copy. So if you have Tides of the Cosmos, you play that, sack it to Maelstrom Charger, you just have 16 mana worth of stuff on turn 4. Not bad. This card's also insane if you're going more sacrifice-oriented. I think that has a chance to come around. I'm going to take this Flame of History. I think Flame of History is just very, very good. Okay. So if I want to go sacrifice, Soul Solver just lets me sacrifice stuff. Perish is a good control card. Each player sacrifices half of their units rounded up. There is some counters matter things, flex resonator and whatnot. This is a relatively late recall as well. Each player recalls a unit and loses 2 life. That's like puts it back into their hand. A lot of good stuff actually. I could move away from Omni-Willed Evoker and take recall as a sign. I could pick up this Arc Lightning to go with Wildfire and kind of go more burn oriented. This is actually a really tough pack. I'm gonna try Arc. Okay, Flux Resonator. That's what I took. It looks like red is open. Actually, it looks like metal's being cut, so Arc Lightning would have been the right pick. This one's okay. I kind of wanted to try robots, but look how open red is here, or fire. I could also go Adversary of the Deep to go with Flux Resonator. I think in this case, Smoldering Inferno is pretty tempting, although Reclaimer of Secrets is also really good. But the single affinity on this makes it more useful in general. That's a late Tides of the Cosmos. Also, Earth is fairly open here. Haboob is good. Stoneboard Progenitor is pretty good, especially with fireballs and whatnot. Mirage Scuttler, whenever it survives damage, put that many counters on it. Also pretty good. I think right now, I mean, I could just move in. I think someone's going to be sad if I try that. I'm going to try this Nebula Drifter. See what happens there. Okay, metal is open too. Maybe just everything is open. So I could be base metal and then go fire water. I like Cosmic Conspirator. Foretell is tempting, and Download is also. I actually really quite like this card as interaction because it can stop spell tokens. It can stop like giant tokens your opponent creates. It's a really good combat trick. So I think I will take that, even though Foretell with Omni build is good. I just really highly value interaction. Wow, wood is open too, but Hubabot's pretty good. We're building like a fairly controlling deck. We have like interaction, 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 and then this is sort of the win con. So Hubabot fits into that perfectly. Dispatch Courier, a lot of people like it. I actually don't like it that much, but it gives everything. It lets you play one thing with haste each turn, so it can make your deck a lot faster, which can be very useful in some situations. Maelstrom Charger or Deformant, both good pickups. Deformant can kill a lot of tokens very quickly, and Maelstrom Charger can double spells. So you can like double Wildfire your opponent, double Void Memory. I think this card is overall stronger. This lets me stay open more, but I think I'll take the stronger card. Double Perish actually seems pretty good too. This is so much removal. I am a little bit concerned about. Yeah, I think I want to take the more proactive card here. Let the removal go by. Here, I will take Adversary of the Deep, actually. Because there are some combos with this that I like. Last pick, Cosmic Conspirator, bodes well for us, actually. This card does a lot of things that are unintuitive, but are really cool. And we'll just have to explore that when we get there. Like, it turns fireballs into robots, turns poison into fireballs. So there's some fun combos with this dude that you can do. Like Flame Jungle, with this out, just makes 3 robot 1. Boom. In play. Very good. Recyclable Sentinel is also excellent. When I spawn or die, make a robot 1. Goes well with Flux Resonator. Can be grafted onto Omni-Willed Evoker later. So like the utility of this card is you play it, make a robot. It dies, make a robot. Grafted onto the Evoker, pay 3 mana, make more robots. So it's just kind of a really good like role player. Flame Juggle's good. Especially with things like the Evoker, but as far as I can tell, that's the only graft card I have, or graft enabler. So this, you can also graft things onto it. So you can play it, make a robot, graft something onto it, and then when it dies, you'll also get that effect. So I think I'm going to take this over the other stuff. I do love scrap for parts as well. Okay. Okay. I like Static Courier. When I die, create a Fireball X, where X is my power. That one's actually pretty nice. All-Consuming Blaze, good removal. Does a bunch of damage. Arcane Echo, copying tokens. You can copy like a Fireball, a unit token. If you can make a giant robot, this is pretty nice. And then negate all activated and triggered effects. Can be good. It is fairly situational, but Again, like interaction's so good in this game. I think I'm gonna start with All-Consuming Blaze, and that can sort of commit me into fire, and we'll go from there. Okay, this pack. Ooh, there it is. This is the card we were hoping for. Malicious Hardware. Whenever one of your units dies, each opponent sacrifices a unit. So, sort of the reason why I took the Soul Swallower is because Malicious Hardware exists. So now we can have this in play and then have the ability to sacrifice stuff right away to start killing things. It's very good. Maybe we wheel Abyssal Evocation to play things from our bin because we actually do have a fair amount of spells that would be great to get back. So we're setting up to be a fairly strong late game deck. The only thing that I'm a little worried about is still our ability to close out the game. We don't have a ton of huge damage. I mean, Wildfire plus Maelstrom Charger is kind of something, but we might probably gonna need something a little bit better. Ooh, okay. Ancient One has all abilities of adjacent allies. Great card. So you can like run into combat with this. Put it next to a Maelstrom Charger. You could double copy Wildfires, send 3 Wildfires at your opponent. So I like that. Nimbus Eel is also pretty good, but I don't have that many token spells. And then if we do end up going into water, we can have Transmutite Enigma, which doubles things' stats when they spawn during battle. But we're just gonna take this Ancient One and be pretty happy about it. Ooh, okay. Self-assembly versus Instrument of Reassignment. So there is a little bit of awkward tension here with self-assembly versus all-consuming blaze because this wants us to get fire, this wants us to get metal. So a little bit of tension there. That being said, like this is gonna get a robot 3 probably at worst, and that's not so bad. Instrument of Reassignment sacrifices non-token units to make giant robots. There's a lot of good cards in this pack. Like we could also move into another element. I don't think that's typically advisable. I think it's between these two, and this I think is the higher ceiling. This probably comes around. So we'll take that. Linked Extinction is good, but we might be getting cut because this pack is a lot of stuff that we're not playing. So we'll see what happens here. Okay, no, it's maybe that pack was just not distributed across our elements. So we have 3 things here. Given the fact that we have malicious hardware now and a couple sack outlets like Linked Extinction, I think Inferno Wispweaver is very good. This is just a solid turn 1 play. Wisps are like 0/1 units that can't block and die at the end of combat, so they're effectively useless unless you know, they die to malicious hardware. You force your opponent to sacrifice them, or you sacrifice them to Soul Swallow or Linked Extinction, and now you know you're getting value off of them. So I like this card a lot. I like Invasive Reassignment and Scrap for Parts quite a bit too, but you know I only get one pick here. Containment Protocol. Envoy of Lightning is interesting. I have All-Consuming Blaze and Wildfire, so this can turn all of those spells into electric, which lets you essentially chain through the opponent's formation to kill a lot of stuff. Being able to deal with tokens would actually be kind of nice for this deck. It's a 3/2. Huh. Otherwise, Arcane Echo just does good stuff. I think I'm just going to take the Echo. We'll see what happens, but that one's pretty nice. Okay, we have a Discharge. We have Rotspore Herald. And we have Abduct. I'm pretty heavily into these elements, so I think you could speculate to take Abduct. It's just a very strong card. I think for this case, I'm going to take a Discharge and, I don't know, probably not play it. Like, if I had taken Abduct, then I could take Hearthwood Ancient and move more into, like, a cool sacrifice deck. Maybe that's just better. So I will take that here. Instrument of Reassignment. Yep. Okay. I'll take a Sporebloom Siren, I guess. Could be useful for the sideboard. They came around. Perfect. In this case, I think Scrap for... They're both really good. I think Scrap for Parts is probably where I want to be because it's graftable. So if our opponent has... Okay, we are in the open lane. I'm going to take this card. Maybe as a side. This card going late is wild. It makes a poison 6 when it spawns. You know, minor downside, it gives your opponent a unit when it dies, but the thing is you just like kill their thing before it dies and then you're fine. Soul Forger I like. Cinder Scuttler I actually don't hate. Borrow Forms is broken and probably what I'm going to take. Erase target unit I become an exact copy of that unit. So it has all stat changes, counters, card text, mods, whatever. Very good. Rune Channeler also really good. Whenever you play a spell, it does 2 damage to something. Just turns all your things into removal. Um, I don't know what to do here. I want all of these cards. I normally don't like Cinder Scuttler, but I have actually a couple sacrifice themes, and specifically the non-token part of it makes Instrument of Reassignment pretty tempting because you can sacrifice the Scuttler to make a robot 7, and then get back the Scuttler and make another robot 7. Soul Forger making fireballs is pretty good. And this card is just insane. I don't know if this is the Flux Resonator deck. Take the Soul Forger here. Ooh, okay. Wow. Okay. A lot of good stuff. Spiteful Shadow, Ignis Sprite, Spark Wraith, all good cards. Leaning on Spiteful Shadow right now, the Unbounded each player sacrifices a unit is very strong. This is a good Graft Enabler. It has haste. Very good defensively. Ignis Sprite is also good too, and Spark Wraith. I think if Flame Juggle had Wield, we'd probably take that, but someone's definitely cutting us off fire. So I'm going to take the good sacrifice card while I can, and we will go from there. Oh, okay. Well, wow. Oh, no. They're all in the same pack. Manufacturer's busted. Make a Robot 3, Robot 2, Robot 1, Graftable. You could do it again. But I think for this, we're taking Living Forge. 3 mana, make a Robot 2. This is a great late game like win condition. So now we have all this early removal disruption, and then we have Omniworld Evoker to go one direction, or we have Living Forge to go another direction for just, 3 mana make a robot 2 is good. But here's what I was talking about, Cosmic Conspirator. This can turn those robots into fireballs. Now you can make removal, you can make poisons, you can make crystals to grow your team. So this is very strong. That being said, this card is really good. Gord, makes your opponent double sacrifice essentially. This is really good. Trashling Unaware is strong. So if I could take this whole pack, I would. But we're gonna take the Living Forge. Oh my goodness. Okay. Jeez. This pack's also amazing for us. Astrolith is surprisingly good. 3 mana to put a counter on something. That being said, Automaton of Abundance goes hard in this deck with Living Forge. 3 mana to make a robot 2, suddenly 2 robot 2s. Throw in a Cosmic Conspirator, and you're spending 3 mana to make 2 fireballs. So I think I gotta take that. But Unstable Refractor, Transmogrifant, like all these cards are great. Ooh, okay. I think this is probably an Overseer after combat make robot 1, because I have a lot of sacrifice stuff. And so I really want to start getting robots early. I like Biomass Devourer, it gets huge, but I already have 2 things that like want me to spend mana during stuff. And there's only so much you can do. I think General Smough is actually pretty sick in this deck too, making each player sack a unit after combat, but I think I'm a little bit lacking on tokens or units to sacrifice, so we'll take the Overseer. Never mind. Oh my gosh. Okay. Reforge the Dead is probably what I'm going to take. Your units gain when I die, create a Robot 3 until regroup. So play this, and then anything afterwards that dies, you get a Robot 3. Now, if this is in play, for every single thing that dies, you get 2 Robot 3s. And if you have Cosmic Conspirator, you can turn those into fireballs. So this, in a dream world, could do that. It gets even crazier because Maelstrom Charger, as you play a spell, you can sacrifice it to copy the spell. So you can get 2 copies of Reforge the Dead. So whenever a unit dies, you'll make 2 separate instances of Robot 3s. And those can get doubled from Automaton to make 4 Robot 3s when something dies. I love Hubelin. I want it in my deck very badly, but this combo is perfect for the deck that I have. A lot of things got cut out of this pack, but the Cinder Scuttler wield, and I will happily take it. Not necessarily going to play it because I already have a full deck, but it's pretty good. To be worth noting, Ignis Sprite's actually fairly... Oh my goodness. Yes. I will happily take a Manufacturer. Eldritch Dream Tender's nice. It hits your opponent and takes a card from their hand. Really good early. Probably a little bit better more in Constructed. And Gord is actually really sick for removal too, but Manufacturer plus Automaton or Cosmic Conspirator I think is too good to pass up. And we do get the Unstable Refractor to wheel. This is just a very solid removal spell. I can start making cuts here. I don't think this is a Nebula Drifter deck. I think we're like fairly hard control, if anything. General Smoth versus Biomass Devourer. I can start erasing their stuff, so then they can't get it back. But honestly, I think General Smoth is pretty nice. Fire Slinger is another really good graft enabler that I might play. This deck turned out really good. I'm actually very happy with it. I don't think we got Discharge going. Void Memory. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what to cut. Throwing Boulder is very scary, so I don't want to play against it. I like every card in my deck. Jeez. Uh, hmm. I could see Scrap for Parts being a little bit situational for limited, but it is just so good. I think for limited it might be too situational. I think Arcane Echo's better, right? Like you can Scrap for Parts, steal counters off stuff, but there's only so many units that get a bunch of counters. Better and constructed. Whereas, oh my gosh, okay, I don't want to die to this. Mirage Walker we can handle. So it looked like Earth and Water were open, but I'm pretty happy with where we're at. I'm a little short on token production, especially in the early game. So what are we doing here? I think I want these two because there's a lot of things that trigger off non-tokens. This makes robots, which I like. Maybe we cut Arcane Echo. Part of me wants to cut this Ravenous Fire Slinger. It is 4 mana. How many good graft enablers do I have? One. I guess. Let's. Oh, actually, Ravenous Fire Slinger plus Spiteful Shadow is very spicy. Actually, I like that quite a bit. Although, that's sort of all I have, right? Everything else is quite bounded. Okay, I'm gonna cut the Fire Slinger. I'm missing like a. If I had Ignis Sprite plus Ravenous Fire Slinger, that would be pretty sick because sort of whenever you play a non-token spell, you just get a fireball, which is pretty good. But I think this curve is really sick. So, okay, that's the deck. And let me know in the comments if this is enough or if you want to see the matches. I think this video will have a match, but let me know your thoughts. Is it like, did you enjoy this? Do you want to see more? See you then. All right, I'm here for a cube game against Anthony. And I actually haven't seen your deck, so this will be interesting.
I'm excited.
I'm nervous. I don't know if my deck is that good.
We'll see. Likewise, but
Yeah.
oh, that grab that for that makes sense.
Yeah, for those wondering watching, we put a thing on the bottom of the deck so that when we like draw through the whole deck, we know when to reshuffle the recycled cards, basically. Do you want odd or even for initiative?
Give me even today.
Okay, odd. I
All
will
right.
take it. I'm considering changing this rule. Just whoever gets the die roll gets it, because
Honestly, I mean, it would take some decision making out.
yeah, and like I don't know. I personally don't think it matters that much.
Alrighty, you ready to rock and roll?
Yeah, I need to take a seat actually. There we go. Okay, let's do it. Good luck.
Caleb just standing menacingly over the table.
I only play standing up. Got to be prepared.
Good luck.
Okay. So this opener, the thing I'm worried about with our deck and why I said I'm not sure I'm gonna win is we don't have that much like counter magic to protect our stuff. We have a bunch of removal. So we gotta set it up where we can win like a trade war essentially. So like having this in play so that we can sacrifice stuff they try and kill is gonna be really critical. I'm not entirely sure how to do that. I guess this is augmentable, so I could just play this on turn one. Malicious hardware is so broken. Download is like one way to protect my stuff. And I think Maelstrom Charger is good for the late game, but not necessarily with what I have. Although I do have Automaton of Abundance. I want this, and I want these two, because that's going to be good. So I can get rid of this. Shadow might be good, I honestly have no idea. It's probably better than a Refactor at this point, I think. Yeah, I think download. No, I'll keep the Refactor and get rid of the download.
Ready when you are.
Yep, we're good to go. I'm gonna get 2 metal.
I'm gonna go one fire.
Spicy.
Keep you on your toes.
No haste for me.
Same, same.
Okay, deployment. I'm just gonna play this dude.
You got it. I've got this dude.
Ah, you were cutting me. Okay, that's interesting.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, we'll see.
Or was it you cutting me? We'll have to go back
uh,
to the replay and see who started taking fire first.
honestly, it was probably you because I waffled on it like pick one and then moved into it, so I have deep
Ah.
regrets.
Alrighty.
Okay, for pack two, this is actually pretty nice because I can haste out Cinder Scuttler
Oh,
and Spiteful Shadow. And then with Instrument of Reassignment, I can take down the Bloodwind Revenant. So I actually like that quite a bit. It is going to take all my mana, and I'm weak to like a single removal spell, but I can live with that. What do I need to get rid of here? I don't know if I need All Consuming Blaze yet. Reforge the Dead is going to be good in the future. I think this is where I need to go. Hardware is looking a little bit worse against a red, like a fire deck, but I'm not entirely sure. I don't think I can use Ancient One against fireballs. I think this is graftable. I don't think I need this because I have Instrument of Reassignment.
now do you know this trick? If you can't do it with a stack, but if you have them separate, you left click and then right click to drag them underneath.
What? I did not know that. I will try that here.
Like you're tapping them onto the table and then underneath.
I just need to figure out what I'm doing with my life.
Yeah, you're good. Take your time.
Uh, you know what? I'm gonna get rid of self-assembly. I think it's gonna be a while before this card does exactly what I want here. We'll get rid of 4. Okay, so the play is you highlight them, you left click and then right click.
Yep. And then drag it. Oh, careful. There you go. That one went under. And then drag it into the deck. I don't know why that one got grabbed. I think that was the top card.
We'll
Sorry.
see what happens next time.
Hopefully that wasn't one of the cards that you were supposed to bottom. Sorry.
I'll remember which ones it was. Which
I
ones
am
it was.
trading for a fire, creating a fire, and then I'll activate that in my shard.
Yeah, that makes sense. Any haste?
Yes. I'm gonna make a Hubelin.
That is so deeply unfortunate for me. uh,
That might have been what I said oof about when I drew my hand.
it's fine. We can overcome this. So we have a Cinder Scuttler, and then a Spiteful Shadow.
Ooh,
I have big plans, you can see.
I see, I see. Hmm. Um, yeah, let's do it. I'm coming
Yeah,
over
that makes sense.
for sure.
So
Trigger?
attack, trigger. I would like to respond to the trigger,
Yep.
and I will do so by. I could pay 2 to make a robot 2, which is probably what I want to do. I'll pay 2 and sacrifice the Spiteful Shadow here.
For sure.
Attempt to make robot 2.
Whoa.
And
Robot
also
2 plus 2
spawn
mana.
2
That's
mana. Yeah, we're adding 2 mana here as well. It's what happens when you're the creator, you can just do whatever you want and
just patch shit mid game. Okay, cool, cool, cool. And then that'll trigger this guy, right?
Yeah, so he's dead, so that trigger goes on the
Mhm.
stack. And that'll resolve before I get the robot.
Yes. Oh man.
You could sacrifice the Bloodwind Revenant, just saying.
Yeah, that's probably not a good idea.
Okay, I'll sacrifice the Shadow or the Scuttler.
Mhm.
Then I make a robot 2.
Yep. Now, since he's gone, can I put this back here?
Yeah, you can.
Okay, well that's nice at least.
Unfortunate for me, but we can live with it.
Yeah, for
Okay.
sure.
Anything before blocks or counterattacks?
Nope.
Yeah, we are. Zoop.
Yep. Anything before damage?
No, sadly.
All right.
Take 2.
I'm ready to take damage over here.
Okay. Are you gonna sack the Hooba for a card?
Oh, right. I'm gonna keep the Huba.
Okay, sounds good. Over here, you take 5.
Yeah.
Cinder Scuttler doing his job, going back to my hand.
And he's back.
Oop.
You got it.
Okay, I'm tapped out,
Right.
so do your worst.
For sure, for sure. Um, we'll go this and this
Yeah, that
for
makes
sure.
sense. Big ol' Hooba.
Yup.
Okay, next turn, my initiative.
Mm-hmm.
Draw 4. So, Containment Protocol might actually be pretty good here because it would stop the Hooba trigger and the Flame Breath Initiate trigger. I have a bit of regrets for bottoming my removal spell because being able to kill one of these would be okay, but they're all like augmentable or graftable, so trading this way isn't usually the most advisable. Um, just something to consider. I really want to set up either malicious hardware or automaton of abundance. Probably automaton first. I mean, this turn I could go like Cinder Scuttler plus automaton is like the only way I can really make use of my mana. I don't think General Smoth has a great role anymore. And I don't know if I need Soul Swaller with Instrument around. Ancient One could be win more, but it is. I could go like Reforge the Dead this turn if they try and kill my stuff and get some 3/3s. Uh, let's bottom the Ancient One. Okay, I'm ready.
Ready for mana.
I'm gonna get just a fire and a shard.
I will be doing similar.
Okay. Flame Breath Initiate. Gonna do a ton of damage to me.
Don't worry about it.
We're gonna haste the Scuttler back. And I think this makes sense. Straight line formation? Yeah, we're doing this.
Bring it. Um, Great line. All right. Anything before blocks?
Uh, no, I don't think so.
Okie dokie. I'm gonna counterattack.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Anything for damage?
Mm. Nothing before damage.
I will take 7. Go to 18.
Sick. Okay, over here.
Over here, I'm going to, let's see, we'll go trigger this guy, then this guy.
Yeah.
For
So you're
sure.
gonna get 3/2, 1/1. Yep, it's your worst.
All right, I will make another Hooba,
Yep,
and then I'll make a Fireball 4.
so much damage. Okay.
Anything before damage?
Nope.
All right. Uh, you take 1, 2, 3, 6, and I'll
6.
Fireball you.
Yep.
If nothing before regroup.
I will go to 12 or take 12.
This Fireball is just 4.
I will take
But
10
it's
and declare
yeah.
my ineptitude at math.
You're good. You're at 12 less than starting.
There you go. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, and then combat trigger. I will sack the Hooba this time to draw a card.
Okay. I'm just going to move these back so that it's clear. So you did
Right.
this step after the Bloodwind Revenant did damage to draw a card.
Before I'm casting the Fireball as well, technically.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
guess.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. I'll sack this guy, draw a card.
Works for me.
Cool.
Okay, deployments where things get fun.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I think I have to do that, right?
I'm wondering what you did since you didn't make a robot.
I mean, I have a 5-drop. I'm gonna play
Mm-hmm.
just deciding which one. This can kill his stuff. He's gonna have initiative next turn, and I could sack the Scuttler to kill this and this, but I
Don't
can't
be
kill
scared.
all of them. I could set up Reforge the Dead as well to go like crazy. Automaton plus this is also really sick to set up for the hardware. But I'm at 18, I think I could just die. So I think I need to do this.
Ooh,
Yeah, we'll play the hardware here.
for sure. I mean, who am I kidding? I'm just gonna do the same thing anyways. I'm gonna make this guy
Yep.
and a Spark Wraith,
Yep.
and then I'll Flame Juggle, which will trigger to make Fireball 2.
Okay.
off of this guy, and also give a +1/+1,
And
and
this
then I'll make
dude's
3
gonna get huge.
fireball
I
ones.
was wondering where the Spark Wraith went during draft, and now I know.
I was wondering where some of the burn spells went.
Yeah.
All right,
Let's. Okay, this is a rough matchup. Let's see what happens.
I'll take initiative.
Okay, so we drew Flame of History is huge here. I can kill the Huba in response to the trigger, or I can even use it to kill my own thing to trigger malicious hardware. So I like that a lot. Linked Extinction also really nice as a way to get around a lot of this stuff. So I have to survive this combat. I'm at 18. I actually have a fair bit of damage on the backswing off Reforge the Dead if I can get there.
I mean, Hoopa plus the Axolotl is just a classic.
Yeah, I love that combo. I mean, honestly, Hoopa plus Bloodwind is a classic too, even though it's like slightly awkward because something
Mm-hmm.
doesn't have flying. I think I'm gonna bottom this, and the automaton and
Hmm.
just go in on the fight. Is that correct? That could be correct. Automaton does give me like a late game win condition. But I'm definitely bottoming these two. He's gonna come in attacking with a bunch of triggers, fireballs, and all that. And I have a hardware. And I want to force him to reforge the dead before I hardware. This turn's really tricky. So like this thing's gonna make a fireball when he plays the thing. This thing's gonna get bigger when he plays fireballs. This has a trigger when it attacks, this has a trigger when it attacks. So I need to set it up so that I can containment protocol all of my opponent's triggers away. So I think like starting with Flame of History Linked Extinction makes sense, but I'm gonna have to probably play like all of these. So I think I have to bottom these three here. As much as I don't like it, I'm just taking so much damage here if I don't win this exchange that even though I have nothing else to deploy this turn,
Decisions,
I think
decisions.
it's okay. Yeah, this turn's gonna be crazy.
What could I possibly get rid of?
I'm struggling so much with that.
I'm gonna recycle 4 cards,
4 cards, okay. Love to see that.
and I'm gonna grab 2 water.
Don't love to see that.
All right.
Okay, 3 cards in hand.
Mm-hmm.
I got a medal and a shard.
Okie dokie.
And you have the joy of the initiative.
Yeah. Hmm. No haste.
Same.
Um, what's the worst that could happen, right?
Yeah, nothing. Probably just us ending up with nobody having anything in play anymore.
Right. See, that seems like it would be a strong possibility.
That is the malicious hardware effect.
Yeah. What do I want? Where? That guy's just a big dude as well. No time like the present,
Yep.
and these as well, of
Yeah, that
course.
makes sense. Okay, so you get a bunch of triggers.
Yes. Well, just the 2.
Yeah.
Um, we'll go that
Okay. I have a response.
for sure.
I will start things off by attempting to Flame of History your Hooba.
Aha. Hmm. Let's. I'm going to attempt to title reversion on this and the Huba token.
It would bounce the hardware, bounce the Hooba,
Trigger this guy.
and trigger the apparition too.
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Let's attempt containment protocol.
Oh. Hmm. So that would get rid of this, and this.
Yes.
Ooh. Seems like a good time for it. Um, yeah. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and this is getting recalled. Um, yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
That can resolve.
So this resolves.
So this, and this. All bye-bye.
All go away.
Okay.
Now
Now
hardware's
this.
still here.
Currently.
Little problematic.
Pass priority.
And you have 5 units in play currently.
Yes.
Okay. Let's go ahead and spend. I don't know how to
Does
do
that count for
this.
4 mana or
Sorry, I was trying to like
spin
get
it all the way around?
the tokens in my preview get like messed up, so I have to like make them go the same
Oh,
direction.
right. Yeah.
If I do this now, you kill my stuff. That's not that bad. All right. I'll play Reforge the Dead.
Oh. Ah.
You forced my hand.
But you only have 1 mana left.
Yeah,
Can't be 0. So, I mean, honestly,
we
I
trade.
feel like I am kind of okay with that, I guess.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay. Reforge resolves.
Yeah.
Okay. Then you're gonna bounce this hardware dude, which is like pretty rude, I would say.
And the Hooba.
And the
It's a
Hooba
double-edged sword if you think about
actually is pretty relevant there.
it.
And this Spark Wraith has lost the trigger off title reversion, I guess, so it can only become a 5/5.
Mm. Uh, 5/6,
5/6, yeah.
which could be relevant.
Yeah. Okay, I think I have to do this. I'll play Linked Extinction, sacrificing Cinder Scuttler as an additional cost.
Yes. Yep. Yep. Yep.
Here's the problem. I'm tapped
Um,
out. You still have 5 mana.
right. Wait, 5?
6? You have 6,
Okay,
never
I was
mind.
gonna say, um, all right, you can have the robot 3.
Okay.
We'll sacrifice this dude.
Okay. The Hooba comes up.
Yep. To that. Oh shit, I need to sacrifice another, right?
Yeah.
Right. Um, hmm. You're gonna have 5 and that guy. I love this, but like, what can I do here? Uh, I'll sack the Hooba.
Yeah, that makes
R.I.P.
sense. He was already dying anyway.
He gets erased. Well, he was gonna get bounced,
Oh, that's true. You
so
would
I would
get
have had the mod at least.
the token, yeah.
Yeah, but that's okay. So we'll close the gap.
Okay, so Linked Extinction resolved.
Hmm.
Title reversion resolves.
Yeah.
Bounces my hardware. You have nothing to bounce.
Hmm.
And then my very sad flame of history fizzles.
Yep. Oh yeah, this is in my bin.
Okay, I'm tapped out, so do your worst.
All right. Go to blocks.
Okay. I'm at, let's see. We're both at 18. What's the
Yep.
worst that could happen? Like that.
Gotcha.
Let me think this through. I think this makes sense because I hit you for the most this way.
Chump block.
Because you can spend all your fireballs. If I double block, you can use all your fireballs to like make your Spark Wraith survive anyway. So okay, I will block / counterattack like this.
For sure. Before damage, I will spend the fireballs. All come into you for 4+1/+1 counters
Yep, and I take
and 5
5.
damage.
Yep, 13.
All right, and then um, combat damage you take 4.
Yep.
And
Robot dies, but it gets replaced with a 3/3 off of Reforge the
yes,
Dead.
another one of these guys.
Well,
Oh,
yeah.
duh, for sure. Cool. I will. I will not. Actually, what if I just honestly? I might want a card. No, it's okay. I will not sack.
Okay.
Over here, I'll take the 6.
Yep. I will get Cinder Scuttler back to hand.
Ah, little guy.
I hate it on this card so much, but you know what? It's doing good work here.
He is. He is.
All right, here's where things get scary for me. I have no deployment, so
I'm
Ah,
gonna go this guy
yeah.
for sure. And let's see. Um,
Your units and
which
spells
one do I
gain
want
powerful.
more? I
Pretty
guess this.
good.
Pretty good.
Okay. Could be worse.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Could definitely be better.
All right.
Ooh, but I have wildfire and my opponent is at 12. Okay. I think it's a little late for this to work, I think. Wildfire's probably gonna have to kill this. I'm probably done for. Can't take these. This can kill something
Eventually, I
after
probably gotta block
combat.
your dudes. I only have 3 more life than you, even though I
Yeah,
have
I was gonna say.
less presence.
uh, I like malicious hardware. If I can survive, would make the following turn very good. Which means I probably need Cinder Scuttler. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I could do 10 damage off wildfire. So if my opponent gets really greedy, I could kill them. Pretty unlikely, I think. But I guess this being grafted doesn't matter so much because um, it'd have to hit me, and if they're hitting me, I should be able to maybe kill them. Spark Wraith is huge. This is going to be a giant fireball.
All right, I'm ready for
So,
mana.
yeah. Okay. I am 2.
Julio, 2 for turn.
Same.
I am.
2 for turn, getting Fire Shard.
I'm gonna grab a water and a shard.
Okay, how many cards do you have? 2?
2 cards. You're on 3.
There's no way you could have a spell in there, right? That's just not possible.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah, I mean, true insanity. Okay, I will bring out the guy again.
Little guy. Yep.
Um, I mean, I could just attack out.
It,
How
I would
bad?
have to do something.
How bad would it be?
How bad could it be?
Let me think. Let me think this through.
I mean, they're all 3s and a 2.
You
It's
block.
almost lethal.
You block here. You block here. You block here. You block here. And I lose everything. But I don't
I mean,
die.
this isn't lethal on board for either of these.
I don't die. Okay, we're gonna attack with everything. I think this is my one shot here.
All right. Um, anything before blocks.
Nothing before blocks.
All right, we're gonna send it. Why not?
Tides of the Cosmos make a fireball 8.
With powerful. Don't forget.
Ah, yes, with powerful. Yep, you got it.
The fireball?
You got, yeah.
Sweet. And do I get to just resolve it?
Well, the fireball resolved, so I think
Cool.
I'm passing priority, so you have priority before tides if you want.
I don't know. I'll pass priority on tides.
Okay, tides resolves.
Hell yeah. Love to see it.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Shuffle and then get the rest right.
Yep.
Okay. 6, 7, 8.
I'm so dead right now.
Let's go. Um, what's the? I guess just more fireballs never hurt anybody, right?
Yeah.
We'll go. We'll go this plus. Or we'll do this. Recycle the rest.
Okay. Pull unders targeting.
We'll go this guy.
Yeah. All right. Well, wildfire you for 9.
Okay.
That's all I
Yeah,
got.
you got it.
My only
All right.
hope, which I actually scuffed by playing the Sinner Scuttler, is you played Recall, and then a Wildfire you for 10 in response. That was my only hope here.
Uh,
Unless you Fireball yourself, that's also.
I mean, I don't think I have anything for fire or wildfire 10 on me. Or no, I'm at. Then I would. Oh, then I would still be at 2. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, you'd still
Yeah, yeah,
survive.
yeah.
Okay, so
Gotcha.
you get the instrument.
Yep. I'll pull him under, and I'll get
Yep.
a fireball 3, and then I'll fireball you for a bunch.
Yep. It'll be 6 plus 16. which will be 22 damage.
Love it.
Casual
Love
of
to see it.
Everflame. Oh my god, I am so upset with myself. I bottomed.
Oh, you cut out.
Sorry, I'm trying to find it.
Oh.
Oh, this card. I needed it.
Oh man. That would have been sick. Kill me with my own fire. Cause then yeah, you could have downloaded that and then wildfire me
Yep.
for 4 or whatever.
Yeah, I bottomed it a couple turns earlier though, so I
Dang.
probably was dead.
Hard to know.
Yeah. GG's. I'm gonna end the video there.
GG.
Thank you guys so much for watching, and see you next time.